Call this meeting of the Harriman City Council on March the 5th, 2019 to order. Before we get started, we'll have a prayer by Councilman Wright, followed by the pledge of allegiance to the flag. Councilman Wright.
Join me, please. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the many blessings that our community has received. And Father, we pray for those who are in offices that govern not only our community, but throughout the county, and that we might make wise and godly decisions which are in the best interest of our community. We're glad that we have the freedom to speak out and to vote for those that we may have an opposing set of values, even if they differ. We pray for them to be blessed by you, and also those who are in law enforcement. We ask that you protect them in the line of duty so that they might protect us. And they might know that we have placed our trust in them. Father, bless the men and women in the city government and throughout the county, and certainly those who put their life in harm's way, such as the firefighters and policemen and EMS workers. We're also thankful that we have all of these people, and in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the roll, please.
Darryl Cook.
Here.
Betty Holly.
Here.
Tenn Johnson.
Here.
Kenny Me.
Here.
Sam Russell.
Here.
Ronnie Wright.
Here. Start quorum. Need a motion to approve the minutes of the February 19th.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Councilman Johnson. Second by Councilman Russell. Councilman Johnson.
No, sir.
Councilman Russell.
No, sir.
Floor is open for discussion. Call the roll, please.
Darryl Cook.
Yeah.
Betty Holly.
Yes.
Tim Johnson.
Yes.
Kenny Me.
Yes.
Sam Russell.
Yes.
Ronnie Wright.
Yes.
Motion carries. Motion to pay the salaries.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Meade. Second by Councilman Cook. Councilman Meade.
No, sir.
Councilman Cook.
No.
Floor is open for discussion. Call the roll, please.
Darryl Cook.
Yes.
Betty Holly.
Yes.
Tim Johnson.
Yes.
Kenny Me.
Yes.
Sam Russell.
Yes.
Ronnie Wright.
Yes.
Motion carries. A motion to pay the bills.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Russell. Second.
Second.
Second by Councilman Cook. Councilman Russell.
No, sir.
Councilman Cook.
No.
Floor is open for discussion. Call the roll, please.
Darryl Cook.
Yes.
Betty Holly.
Yes.
Tim Johnson.
Yes.
Kenny Me.
Yes.
Sam Russell.
Yes.
Ronnie Wright.
Yes. Motion carries. This time we'll hear from delegation. If you'd like to address this council, please stand, state your name, and limit your comments to 3 minutes.
I'm Pam May. I brought the annual report that we just published, and I've got a copy for each of you. I want to pass it around. And just wanted to point out some of the highlights from 2018. We had the lowest unemployment since 2004, and it was within 0.1% of the national average. We had an increase of 383 jobs among our industries, and it was one of the largest net job growths in over a decade. We had 143 Roane County graduates become Tennessee Scholars, which was a new record. We organized through the Education Matters program the state's first ever all-teacher visits, with every middle school teacher in Roane visiting 5 businesses. We had set that up because of the successful high school teachers in the workplace, and so we did it for the middle school, and as far as we know, that was the first one in the state to ever have all of our middle schools attend or participate. We were awarded the silver approval from the American Association of Retirement Communities as a great place to retire. And some of the spotlights that we did as far as marketing, we were on Fox 43's Knoxville Weekend television show, featuring Ohio Magazine, and a full-page editorial in Travel South Magazine. So there's a lot more in the report, and we hope you'll take a look at it. We're very proud of it, and feel like 2018 we got a lot done, and we're prepared for 2019 to be even more. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Mayor, to follow up on that, if you look on page 6 in the pamphlet, is tell you what job growth we had in Rowan County last year and how the unemployment went down.
Okay. That's a good job.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else like to address council? If not, we'll move into reports. HEB.
All right, first thing I'd like to report on is this Thursday at our office in our boardroom, we are going to have Mideast come in and do a presentation for us. And they're going to explain to our staff and our board members, and you all are absolutely invited as well. They're going to explain the different programs that they offer citizens in our community, and they're going to explain our Warm in the Hearts program, which is HEB's program for helping customers who are having difficulty paying their utility bills. So they'll kind of discuss the types of customers that are coming in and receiving help, and how the program's going, qualifications, how the whole thing works. Because some of us are just not that familiar with the day-to-day process. So you guys are invited. That is Thursday this week, March 7th at 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock. So either one of them, same presentation. The other thing is at our new office, we had hoped to open in April, but because of some delays with the mechanical and electrical subcontractors, we feel a lot more comfortable opening in May. So we are announcing on our bills this month and next month so that all customers are aware. Our official opening date will be May 6th. So that is Monday, May 6th at the new office. And then lastly, I'd like to report that we are going to be hosting a golf tournament, and I've delivered you guys some flyers tonight. That's Thursday, April 18th. This golf tournament is a Lineman Appreciation Day, and it's also a fundraiser for Warm in the Hearts. And all the proceeds will be donated to Warm in the Hearts, and the program itself is going to be paid for through sponsorships. Are there any questions?
Anybody have anything for Ms. Candace? Thank you so much. Fire department.
Well, I really don't have nothing to report. You got my monthly stats by email. Everything's going good in the department, and we're moving forward. I'll take any kind of questions that you have for me.
Anybody have anything for fire department? Did y'all get your new employees on board?
Yes, sir, they're working.
Okay.
Got one working tonight, matter of fact.
Okay.
Which station's he at tonight?
Station 1.
Thanks, sir.
Yes, sir.
Police department.
You should have gotten my report in your email. If y'all noticed this month, we started adding the codes enforcement to our report. Since he works out of our office, we went ahead and put his stats and everything with ours, if that's all right with you all. We're just going to start adding his to our monthly report. And if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them, or for David, since his is with ours.
Does anybody have anything for the police department? I would like to say that I know that we took about anywhere from 10 to 15 people to court this last month on from David's office as far as, I don't want to call it, what do you call it? Maintenance?
Property maintenance.
So we're starting to get people's attention that we're cleaning up. And appreciate that. Parks and Rec.
We just have a couple of things. Last weekend we finished up our basketball season, and now we're preparing for baseball. Today was the last day for sign-ups. We had roughly 140 kids sign up for just baseball. Opening ceremonies is scheduled to be on April 13th, so mark your calendars, try to come out to that if you can. And also this coming week, which is spring break for Rowan County schools, we're gonna be doing a game night all week long at the Harriman Community Center, where kids can come out and play different board games, bingo, and other fun things. It'll be from 4 to 6, and that's all we have.
Okay. So anybody have anything for Parks and Rec?
On April 13th, do you have a time yet?
No, usually it's 9 o'clock when people start getting there.
Did you say 13th or 14th?
13th.
Nobody have anything else for Miss Natasha? This is her first time speaking,
Yes,
so I'd
very
love for y'all to ask
nervous.
her questions.
Or not.
How's it looking on that Bluebird thing down through the park?
Well, we've not had much luck. Me and Jacob from the golf course met with the president of the Tennessee Bluebird Society, and we're wanting to put bluebird trails throughout Emory Golf Course and Riverfront Park. We're looking for any participation, anybody that would be interested in helping us do that.
I think it's a great idea.
Thank you, ma'am. Public Works, Mr. Lane.
Thank you, Mayor. We've had a rough 3 or 4 weeks with all the rain. But we came out pretty good with the big storm. Water came out on Garrett Street, Briggs Drive, and Morning Drive. We had to do some repair on Morning Drive. Sherwood, we just got it paved, and there's water coming off the mountain there, pushed the bank out and raised the road again. Me and Mr. Ham was thinking about getting an engineer in there. Went up there and dug some today, but the water's still coming out on it. We had probably the biggest tree fell 2 weeks ago on late Saturday night on Morton Road. Biggest tree we had to cut up, and since I've been here, that's 31 years. We worked that, cleared the road on Pansy Hill that night, and shut Morton Road down, and then on Monday, we cut it up with the help of HUB. And we got pushed outside the road with a grader. Backhoe wouldn't even touch it. And then our new truck, it should be ready tomorrow. I called yesterday, they said they was cleaning it up on the finest touches on it on the 150. It should be ready tomorrow. Let's see what else. That's about it. It's been a rough 2 or 3 weeks. But I'm proud of my guys, because we didn't get hit as hard as most cities did.
Anybody have anything for Mr. Lane? Thank you, sir. Library.
Our children's programs are doing really well. Of course, there was Valentine parties going on. They're growing. Of course, we'll be out next week because school is out. The children's programs will be. So the library, children's department will be ready for all of them if they want to come in. We received our new computers that I'd gotten with Tech Grant, so they are ready to be put up. The state of Tennessee will come and work on that next week, and we'll upgrade the rest of ours to Windows 10. Our computer classes for adults starts March the 28th, Thursday at 5. We'll start out with internet searching for anyone that needs a little help learning about the computers. And then later on, our classes will be more advanced. We'll even get into web design. So for the ones that wants a little bit more, we will have more later too. That's all. Thank you.
Anybody have anything for the library? Thank you, ma'am. David, I've got you down here, but do you feel good with your report that he's gave, or you want to give a?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fine, but I'll be glad to take any questions anybody may have.
Anybody have anything for the codes enforcement?
I'd just like to say, the enforcement action you've been doing, we've seen some around town, like the mayor said, there's some stuff that a day or two after tickets have been issued, the whole mess has been cleaned up that's been laying there for months. So thanks for doing that.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Carter.
Yeah, I have a property tax update. As of today, we've collected 89% of our property tax, and normally we get like 94 to 95% by the end of the year, so doing pretty well. We're only about 10% out from having a whole amount, so looking good. We have turned the 2017s over to clerk and master for collection. Our tax attorney was quick on the trigger this year and filed a suit on last Friday. So that was one day after the last day to pay your taxes is 2018. So we have provided all the files they need to do that. We also, I was able to reach an agreement with our auditor to help the industrial board do their audit catch-up.
Do I have anything for Dr. Crowe? Appreciate you working on that industrial board thing. It's been hanging on us for a little while.
Yeah.
City attorney.
As far as the property maintenance goes, I filed 3 separate actions on some of the more extreme properties last week, and the police department was helping me get the defendants served. Some of them I'm going to have to find other contact information for, but we'll be able to move forward very soon. But it's in the Chancery Court, and it's a matter of getting them served and giving them time to respond before we get a hearing.
Okay. Anybody have anything for city attorney? Thanks, ma'am. Mr. Helms.
One thing I wanted to mention was a slight change to the agenda that some of you may have noticed this evening. One of the things that Teresa has talked about for some time is with us approving bills just once a month, the difficulty in timing and being able to get some of the bills in on time. So she worked with the Finance Committee, and they came up with the recommendation that we would start approving the bills twice a month. So that's something that you'll see regularly going forward, which basically just helps us get those payments in on time, because, as you know, most of businesses aren't very forgiving when the payments come in late. So we're just trying to avoid any of those issues as much as we can. As Drac mentioned, it's been a rough couple of weeks for several departments. His department, Parks and Recreation as well, with regard to all the rain that we've had. But we are working in conjunction with emergency management to put together the information that they need to submit to FEMA, so that hopefully we'll be able to qualify to get some funds back to help pay for some of the damages that we've incurred at some of our streets and other locations. We're trying to sort through what they will and won't cover down at Riverfront Park, and so we'll have to see how that works out. But if FEMA doesn't cover that, we have found another grant program that we're looking at that we may be able to apply to and help us with the erosion on the bank. So we've got a couple of different options that we're looking at pursuing. That's all I have. I'll take questions.
Do I have anything from Mr. Helms?
Kevin, did you get a chance to look at the place I pointed out beside the highway?
We did look at that, and had TDOT come out and meet us and look at it as well. We're going to report it to FEMA and see if it's going to fall within the scope of what they'll assist us with. TDOT also said that if the city would send a letter in, or our local TDOT person said that if we would send a letter in, that he would try and get approval from the district director to assist us if need be, if we do that. If FEMA ends up helping, then we may come out better to have a contractor come in and do it.
Anything else, Mr. Reynolds? Okay, thank you, sir. This time we'll hear from the council, and as we talked about in our planning session, the next council meeting, this will be moved to the bottom at the end of the meeting. So we will have our discussion at the end of the meeting, after this council meeting. Councilman Lee?
No, sir.
Councilman Holly?
No, sir.
Councilman Wright?
Two things, Mayor. I want to tell all the department heads that we really appreciate the reports that we receive, email, and especially when you're here in person. I think that we're getting a much better understanding overall of what all is going on. And secondly, I hear a lot of good comments about Chief Tapp and his visits to the local churches and trying to make our town more aware, our community more aware of the drug problem that we have. But I just want to make note of that. Thank you for doing that.
Thank you, Mr. Wright.
Councilman Russell?
No, sir.
Councilman Johnson?
Just something real quick, what Kevin was talking about down at the riverfront. It's bad down there on the edges of those banks, and we've got them roped off with that yellow tape. So I went down there today just to see how much more damage happened, and there was a couple of kids down there, not right on it, but they were close to it, and it's literally, if that bank gives way, your kid or adult or whoever is going to go down in that river. So just be sure and stay away from that edge of that. If the tape's there, don't go past it. That's all I got.
Okay. Councilman Cook?
Glad to see the Boy Scouts here tonight, sitting in our meeting. Thanks, guys, for coming. We appreciate seeing you here. And for Park and Rec and DRAC, good job over the storm, getting all the damage. I see Park and Rec had some of the kids out to help them clean up after the storm was over with. Good job. Thank y'all. That's all I have.
Thanks, sir. I've got a couple things. The first thing, and I know it's in April, but all our departments are working on an Easter egg drop this year. We're partnering with Courts of Praise, Harriman Utility Board, Harriman Housing, and then all of our departments, police, fire, rec, streets. Everybody is partnering to do a citywide Easter egg hunt this year. When I say citywide, anybody and everybody's welcome to come. It doesn't matter where you live. But we're doing it at Flower Mill Flats and Papermaker this year. We're using all the ball fields. One of the things that happened last year at the high school, they did the helicopter drop. You got one field and you got 2,500 kids. It just was way, way too crowded in that space. So we all got together and tried to figure out a way to make it bigger. I'm not going to say better, but bigger and more accessible. So we talked about using all of our fields. We've got 4 ball fields sitting down there. We got 4 age groups. So we've split ages up on each field, and on each field there will be a department in charge of those fields. And we just want to give back, and we want to partner and grow. I want to thank all the people that's involved, utilities, department heads. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a good thing for Harriman, and look forward to it growing each and every year. But that will be April the 20th. I think we've already got a flyer out on our Facebook page and on our website, so we'll keep pushing it. But if you've got kids or no kids from 10 years and below, come and be a part of it. We're going to have a fun day down at the ball fields.
What time is that, Mayor?
Registration's at 12 and it'll start at 1.
And the helicopter will come. We're looking at 4 different times on the helicopter. Every 15 minutes, it will come and drop at a field. So everybody won't be going all at the same time. We want to start probably with the little ones and work our way up. So it will be coming in increments of 15 minutes. Just a little bit of good news. We've sold about 3 or 4 more buildings downtown that was vacant, so I've been seeing a little remodeling going on the end of the downtown section, so more good things coming to downtown Harriman. If you haven't been out and shopped you downtown or in Harriman or in Roane County, please get out and do so. I know from a local business owner myself, it's aggravating when I sit there and people come in and say, man, I wish I knew you had that, I just ordered it online. Well, you ain't gonna know till you come in and look. We try to survive based off people coming in, so try to make sure you shop local and push people to shop local. A lot of people don't understand it. My wife wants to get on Amazon and order this. If you can buy it here, you buy it here. And it just keeps the money and everything staying right here. The employees are right here. We hire local. We don't, there ain't nobody from Texas working for us. Or New York. It's people from right here. So try to make sure you shop local and come down and eat at the restaurants. And I know that the Alliance pushes that all the time. Us as a city need to push that also, that we need to do all we can local. And it don't just have to be Harriman. It has to be Roane County. And just make sure we take care of each other. And I was going to say, and Councilman Cook took it from me, I want to welcome the Boy Scouts. Glad you all are here. Glad you're doing what you do. Appreciate y'all being a part of this. All right, we're going into new business. First item, discuss and possibly approve the strategic plan document. Everybody got it in their email and looked at it. It's what we did last Friday and Saturday, the goals that we set forward. Need a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Councilman Johnson. Second.
Second.
Second by Councilman Holly. Councilman Johnson.
I think it's some good stuff we put down. Should be able to accomplish a lot, hopefully.
Councilman Holly.
I agree. I think we covered it pretty well. I don't think there are any priority order, but we can fix that. Good job.
Well, we sent it out to all the department heads.
I did.
Most importantly, did you send it to Dr. Curley?
He did. Yeah, help me up on the floor.
Yeah, usually we try to do things that keeps the money part down, but I think this year we splurged, and at the end of the day, I think it was $8 or $9 million that we was looking at, so we're working on those things. As everybody can see, this is our last 2 years. It's still up here. The green means that we've completed it, we've started it.
It's complete. Green's complete. Yellow is we've started it and it's ongoing. And red is that we haven't taken any action yet.
Looks good.
Hopefully by if not the next meeting, the first meeting in April, we'll have the new ones up here so everybody can see. I like for them to be here because I like for us to be held accountable, and that's the reason I haven't put them up here, so we can look back to know exactly what we're supposed to be doing. Any other discussion? Call the roll, please.
Gerald Cook.
Yes.
Buddy Holly.
Yes.
Tim Johnson.
Yes.
Kenyon Me.
Yes.
Sam Russell.
Yes.
Lonnie Wright.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next item, discuss the report of emergency repair made due to the flooding.
I think most of you are aware of the situation, but as required by our purchasing policies, need to bring before you the purchases that we made under the emergency purchasing guidelines. This was due to the flooding and the collapse of a portion of Carter Street where an old culvert had rusted out and washed out and allowed the road to fall in. we were able to temporarily route traffic around through some grass and some gravel that we laid down, but we had to go ahead and make those repairs to get that back open because there's only one way in, one way out. We ended up spending $6,318 with a contractor to come in and do the work. The culvert was fairly deep and needed more than a backhoe to put it in. And then we also spent $4,500 at the co-op purchasing the pipe that went back in its place. So that's what it took to get that repaired.
Have a motion to approve. Motion from Councilman Holly, second.
Second.
Second from Councilman Wright. Councilman Holly.
Sounds good. Good job.
We stand a chance on recovering any of this?
There's a very good chance that we'll get about 80, I think it's 87.5% of that back from FEMA eventually.
It's open for discussion.
We did, just for the record, we did have one other quote on that as well. That was, 2 was about all we could get in a short time frame, so we went ahead with the lowest of those 2.
Any other discussion? Call the roll, please.
Darryl Cook.
Yes.
Buddy Holly.
Yes.
Tim Johnson.
Yes.
Kenny Me.
Yes.
Sam Russell.
Yes.
Lonnie Wright.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next item, discuss and possibly approve reserving fire department funds gained through fundraisers for training and equipment needs. What is?
This is something that the fire committee discussed at their meeting. The fire department has a couple of fundraisers planned in the near future. As you'll recall, a few years ago, they did the haunted house, and the funding from that particular event went towards purchasing equipment for the new medical response truck the city purchased. They're in need of replacing some other equipment, and so they're wanting to do some fundraisers to help provide the funding for that equipment. And so this was something that came before the fire committee, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the committee was in support of this, and I don't know if Chief Daniels has anything he wants to add.
The only thing I'd like to add, doing those fundraisers, like, we got numerous pieces of equipment we'd like to have, for the department, and having that designated line item to put that money in, and make sure, we got a line item that says TIC fund, but it's money, it might be, somebody might come in there and donate money to buy the guys new hats or something. That's a whole different line item. I want this line item for straightly equipment and work towards that training facility down there on that property, where it won't get intermingled with any kind of other money or anything. We'll know exactly what we have.
Is that possible, Chuck?
Yes.
Where did the money go before, like the house stuff?
It went into to the equipment for the truck, and it was just such a short time frame between when it was raised and the time that they made the purchases. We really didn't designate it in a specific line item. You just got spent.
How did we do it
immediately.
before, Brad? Because y'all haven't did it for quite a few years.
Yeah, we got a line item, it's 314 is the line item, but it's more like, it's miscellaneous money that, all right, say, like I said a minute ago, so we get donations from people for different things, and we'll put it in that fund, and the guys may come to me and say, hey, Chief, we need some dishes for the fire hall. I will buy it out of that money there, and the reason I wanted it separated, I didn't want, two different, I didn't want the money to go in there and let's get mixed up with the money that we have in there now for miscellaneous stuff for the department, because, like I said, we have people that donate us money, small amounts sometimes, and we'll put it in there just to buy stuff for the men, you know, like maybe a piece of furniture, you know, just different things.
Right, the only reason I'm asking, I wanna be able to keep it where you can, I mean, the city should be funding your training needs and stuff like that, and if it's gonna take away from the other stuff you need, you need to be able to continue what you were doing before. As long as you can do that, I'm good with it.
Yeah, we can continue what we're doing. I mean, and the guys, they want to try to help offset the cost. Because our equipment that we have to use and need sometimes is very expensive. And I can't bring you all one set of equipment, it's $50,000. I know you guys just can't pop $50,000 out because you got other departments. And we realize that, and we try, the guys want to try to offset some of that expense.
Well, y'all do a good job with it. You have no past.
And the training isn't as much for like classes and registration, and that type of stuff, as it is for the development of the training facility that they're wanting to build down Public Works.
Are you talking about doing a line item now this year as opposed to a new budget? Have you thought about that? Is that how you want to do it?
I'm not sure what the timing's gonna be.
I would say new budget would be fine, because I mean, we got some planning and stuff that we're trying now to do, and new budget will be fine, because I mean, it's just a few months away, really and truly. And I think it would be fine, Charles, as far as doing.
I'd set it up the same way we got the TIC fund set up. Basically, you got a revenue code, an expenditure code, and a reserve account code. And whatever you spend out of that account during the year, if there's any left over, it goes into a reserve account with that new code.
Motion to approve?
Motion.
Second. Motion by Councilman Russell, second by Councilman Meade. Councilman Russell.
No, sir.
Councilman Meade.
No, sir.
Floor is open for discussion. Call the roll, please.
Darryl Cook.
Yes.
Buddy Holly.
Yes.
Tim Johnson.
Yes.
Kenny Me.
Yes.
Sam Russell.
Yes.
Lonnie Wright.
Yes. Motion carries. That's all that's on the agenda. Anything else need to come before this council? Motion to adjourn? Second? All in favor, aye? Opposed, like sign?